Hello, welcome. Good evening.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Today we have chosen the topic, edit your past. Edit your past. We all know what past is, right? Something that we create in our minds. And just like a video recording can be edited, in the same way, our past can also be edited. So today we will look at different aspects of past, how to really be comfortable with the past, what aspects to forget, what aspects to remember, and how our past really determines, our present and also our future. Right? So let us maybe begin with a few minutes of reflection, and then we'll start. So let's just relax ourselves and come back to this present moment. We realize that life is my own creation. There's one life that is happening outside in the external world, and I create a replica of it internally. And what I create is based on my state of mind. I am the author of my life. I am the author of my past. And because I am the author, I am also the editor. We just visualize that I'm walking on a beach. And whatever footsteps are left behind, I experience the waves of the ocean coming and just erasing. I realize that in my mind, all I have is this moment. Everything else doesn't really exist. Everything is getting washed over by time. I realize that my mind is like a tunnel through which future is becoming past through the present. There is such a deep connection between my thoughts and time. I realize that the more I am in charge of my inner world, my thoughts, my relationship with time changes accordingly. The more I master my inner world, everything else falls into place automatically. I realize that past is a place to learn from. It's not a place to just live in. As I sit back and relax, let me just zoom into all the beautiful things that have happened in the last week. The people I've met, the lessons that I have learned, let me just cherish. In the same way, I realize that the more I just choose the beautiful memories, the memories of the truth, the experiences of the truth, my mind automatically feeds on reality. I choose to let go of whatever might be unpleasant, realizing that never belonged to me. As I rest my mind in this moment, letting go of everything, there is a silent point of light. And this point of light is beyond the pull of time. There's nothing that can pull this tiny being of light. This being lives at the center. This being is the observer, experiencer, the traveler, the eternal guest in this material world. The being that carries impressions of eternity. As I let go of the temporary role, the role that is bound by time, I come into touch with my truth as a spiritual being of light. I'm experiencing life in this moment. Without creating any expectations. All I have is this moment. And this moment is the beautiful gift, the gift from life. I allow everything else to fade away and allow my inner light to shine. Om Shanti. Shanti. Welcome again. Let us spend some time today going a little deeper. And today, I believe we have Sister Madhavi also, and the Queen's family also join us. So welcome. Om Shanti. So if I really take a moment and ask myself, what is past? And where does it exist? Is past everything that has happened until now, even the last few minutes, even the moment when we connected to the Zoom call, everything is past. And where does it really exist? Where is past? If I ask myself, where does it exist? The answer to that would really be that it exists in my mind. There is no place where it exists. It's only like a recording that I have created. Human mind is a constant recorder. I'm constantly recording everything. And so every night before I go to bed, if I just rewind the reel of the day, I'll realize I've recorded so much. And all that recording is basically the past. It's like a video. It has, like a sound, it has visuals, and together with it, some emotions. And quite often, what I remember are the scenes that have left a deep impression on my mind. Those are the scenes that actually I remember. It could be scenes that have emotionally touched me. It could be a scene of happiness. It could even be a scene of sorrow. But I tend to remember that the scene that has emotionally touched me. And this principle is actually also used in a lot of advertisements. They'll create such ads that we remember, so that they'll make in some way ads that are relatable at a personal level, so that we can remember those things, those articles. And so that is what we remember, right? And so that is our past. And quite often we'll realize that if my state of mind is happy, then I'll create a different set of memories. If my state of mind is neutral, I'll create a separate set of memories. If my state of mind is reactive, I'll create a separate set of memories. Right? And different people involved in the same scene will create different set of memories. So it's like we are creating our own past. Right? It's not that life is happening to us, but we are actually creating life. And so we are really the authors of our past. Right? And it's very important. Why is past important? Because what I really hold on inside the past actually dictates the quality of the experience that I have in this moment. If I remember something beautiful, in my state of mind, I'm happy. If I remember something negative, my state of mind is sad. And based on the state of my mind right now is what I'll attract the energy outside. And so I'm actually creating my future right now. So it's very important to let go of all that weighs me down and just hold on to all that makes me light and easy. Right? So let us take a few moments and reflect on a few thoughts, and then maybe we'll try and open up more. Are these slides visible to everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he's letting go of the story in the mind. There's a huge liberation when we realize that we are without past and future, that they only exist in the mind. Right? It only exists in the mind. Right? Right? So I, the being, I'm really without in that way, the past and future. It's just I've created. This doesn't happen by willpower, but by realization and direct experience of the revelation that there is only now to ever deal with and in only now. And that's why, this phrase that human mind is really a tunnel, and the soul is the experiencer, and I'm experiencing life as it is happening in this moment. And so what is to happen, in the next second, now as the second progresses, it has already happened. So it's through the human mind that the future is becoming the past through the present. And so the present is all I ever have. Right? And so there is only now to ever deal with. And so that's why this expression, past is past. Means whatever has happened has happened. Right? It's only when I go back and relive or replay that scene in my mind that I'm actually, going back and delving in the past. And so it doesn't happen by willpower. So it's not about, just forcing, but it's by realization. I realize. If I just take a moment and realize that whatever, right, past, future, is just something that I create, but it's only now, this moment. And that's why children are very good at this. They're just in the moment. Even if they have a fight, they'll forget the next moment and they will enjoy this moment. And so life is all in this moment. To let go of our stories then becomes easy. Not by denial of them, as in self-betrayal, pretending that there are no issues to address, that everything is just fine, while bottling things up within yourself. So it's not like a denial. It doesn't mean that I need to just, bottle things within myself. Not by suppressing your feelings and thoughts, but not indulging in them either. It's not suppressing my feelings and thoughts, but it's not, but this realization that it's just a story. It's just a story. And I can disconnect from that story. Story belongs to the role and the truth belongs to the soul. So I can easily let go of the story in the mind. Is to not follow thoughts slows the mind down and it gets back in the natural flow again. So when I consciously don't follow the thoughts of past or future, it automatically slows the mind. And then when the mind is slow, and then it gets back on track naturally. Right? The natural flow is restored. Thoughts are not personal, but we have learned or been programmed to believe they are important and true. So we obsessively follow them, thinking they will lead to some kind of clarity they want. The more I think that, the more I am thinking about something, it will lead to some kind of clarity. That's not the truth. It's just that I've learned to think about things, right? But in the natural flow, the soul doesn't think much. They are not personal, but rather things that come and go as clouds in the sky. And it's only when we think we are them, or that they are important somehow, that we get hooked by them. And from that, it's just snowballs. This realization was coming last few days, like just to see everything as a cloud. It's just coming and going. Right? Just like if I just sit in my backyard and watch the sky, the clouds, they're beautiful, but they're all moving and nothing is permanent. In the same way in this life, if I realize that everything is moving, nothing is fixed. Right? Everything in this physical world is constantly moving. Everything new becomes old. Time is, going on. This body is changing. This, everything around me is changing. Right? And so, if I really want to hold on to a cloud, I can't, because there is nothing. Right? In the same way, if I want to hold on to, some name or form, it's actually an illusion. I can't really hold on. So I'm labeling. The more I want to hold on, I want to label, create labels. Right? But this is a very liberating thought that everything is just a cloud. It's coming, going. I'm just appreciating it, but not. But I'm not hooked onto it. I'm not attached to it. So every person is a cloud. They come, they teach me something. And then, there will be a day when, we'll be separated in this way, because They have a different journey. I'm on a different journey. Mhm. One thought follows another, and we are totally oblivious about the fact that they have nothing to do with the real self at all. Right? It really doesn't have to do with the real self at all. The real self, the observer, the soul is completely a different entity, and the act that the soul is playing is completely separate. Mm. Mm. Life is, and then mind comes in with its comments and opinions about it, and the egoic mind is never happy with the present moment, so it creates problems where there aren't any. It makes the present moment wrong somehow. It wants it to be different. That's how thoughts work. So it wants it to be different. It's never content with this moment. And all this ego, it's created based on the past. If there is no past, then there is no ego, because then I don't relate or don't associate myself with the story that I have created. Right? Mhm. So all the problems actually are self-created under the illusion. But by the simple recognition that this moment is all there is, we can see it right now by stopping everything and simply become aware of this moment. And we'll see clearly that all else only exists in the mind. It's all a mind-made story. Mhm. It's all a mind-made story. And the moment I see it for what it is, I can then see beyond the clouds, and then I can experience the sky, and I can experience the sun, and experience the truth. So let's maybe take a moment as I just reflect. I realize that in this real world, everything is like a cloud. It's constantly moving. Just like the closer I get to a cloud, I realize that it's nothing. In the same way, the closer I get to a scene, a person, a situation, I realize that it's just a story that I've created in ignorance. It really doesn't hold any truth. So I can easily let it go. It's just this deep inner realization. So in this moment, let me just let go of the entire story around the character. And feel it belongs to someone else. I let go of the role completely. And then all I'm left with is this pure presence, the being, the soul. This is who I really am. The soul, the child of the divine. And just like I can see the sun in a clear sky, I can experience the divine when I don't carry the baggage of the story. Hmm. Let's maybe take a moment to watch a little clip, and it's about how to deal with the past, how to address the past. Right?
Long ago, there lived a boy named Jacob, whose life was overshadowed by the weight of unfortunate incidents from his past. His perpetual sadness and pain caught the attention of his concerned friends, who decided to send him to a renowned Buddha monastery. This place was famous for the great monk, who was known to provide solutions to people's problems. Filled with hope, Jacob became the great monk's disciple, seeking to rediscover happiness in his life. However, despite his efforts and the passing days, Jacob found it challenging to let go of his past, and he saw no noticeable improvement in himself. One day the great monk was addressing a gathering of people and his disciples, and during his talk, Jacob asked him, "Hey great monk, how can we forget old, sad memories?" The great monk replied, "Wait for a moment, and I will answer your question." He then continued his discourse. In the midst of his talk, the great monk shared a joke with the audience, and they burst into laughter. After a few minutes, he repeated the same joke, and only a few people smiled this time. When he repeated the joke for the third time, no one laughed or smiled. The great monk then questioned the audience, "What's the matter? Don't you like the joke? Why are you not laughing?" People replied, "How can one laugh at the same joke again and again?" The great monk responded, "If you cannot laugh at the same joke repeatedly, then what's the point of getting sad again and again by remembering the same events of the past?" The assembly fell into complete silence, and the great monk continued, "Just as we cannot laugh at the same joke again and again, there is no reason to dwell on sad memories from the past. If you genuinely want to enjoy life, focus your attention on the happiness found in the present moment." He also shared that many people tend to be constantly sad by dwelling on the bad events from their past. However, he emphasized that these events are over and no longer exist in the present. There is nothing we can do about them, and holding on to them only brings sorrow. The great monk's message was clear: always try to live in the present moment, for those who live in the present are always happy. Upon this realization, Jacob understood the significance of living in the present moment. He embraced this teaching and made a conscious effort to focus on the here and now. Through persistent practice, he trained his mind to seek happiness and not allow his past to control him like a puppet.
So I really was this little story was something that touched me. Right? If we cannot laugh at the same joke again and again, why do we cry at the same event over and over again. Yeah. Does it kind of make sense?
Yeah, very nice, Saurabh. Just remembering, just replaying the event, right? Especially if it's a painful one, then replaying it, like reliving it again and again.
Mm.
Mm.
Right. Yeah. Any other thoughts on this little story? Anyone wants to add? I think Sister Madhvi is there. I don't know if she can also share. I don't know if she's able to hear or no.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, welcome.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, everyone. Good evening.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
You also spotlight yourself as well so that we can have a little conversation. You know, Saurabh, where actually I laughed is that I'm sure everyone did, is that when people didn't laugh the third time, right?
Mm.
When we heard that made us laugh because the third time. Mm. So that's true. Sometimes if somebody is again and again telling us the past stories,
Mm.
first time we are curious and we want to help them and we want to, whatever solutions or, guidance. And then the second time, third time, then it's like, we'll say, okay, the same old story again. I think God also must be not reacting, but
Mm.
because we always go with the same problems, same things,
Mm.
sometimes same things. And he's actually giving us a lot of solutions. He's
Mm.
teaching us, he's preparing us, he's making us mature spiritually. But we have this deep habit of holding on to, as you were saying, holding on to things and going back to him again and again, the like same story we repeat to him,
Mm.
right? I wonder what he thinks.
Mm. Mhm.
We are sharing the same story.
Right. That's
Mm.
true. That's true. That's true.
This is a great topic. Thank you so much for taking this
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
in the past. I think this is very, very important
Mm.
because most of us, we do carry this baggage inside and making ourselves feel like a victim.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
And somehow I have the solution in front of me to come out of that
Mm.
from being a victim, but somewhere a very deep habit of just staying back there and complaining or,
Mm.
same old things again, carrying the same old baggage. I think it
Mm.
also becomes like a deep habit inside all of us.
Mm.
That when there is an opportunity to rectify or to move forward, I'm still not doing it. Sometimes if anyone gets angry or when somebody's repeating the same thing, sometimes you'll say, leave it, it's okay. But
Mm.
somehow, we feel like, wow, no, why I have to leave it? No, I don't want to leave it,
Mm.
I want to sit on it. I want to, and I think this is where a lot of things like revenge and bitter feelings and
Mm.
resentment and very many worldly,
Mm. Mm.
like big sort of things
Good.
also happen in the world where innocent ones also get
Mm.
attacked or because of something, a baggage that I'm holding from
Mm.
the past, then I'm troubling even who are innocent as well, things like that.
Mm.
So it's a very, very important topic and
Mm.
sharing, edit.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right. It's true. Oh, there's another little story. Let me just share this story.
Sure.
I'll just project the screen. So the story goes like this. Once upon a time, there were 3 men. Each man had 2 sacks, one tied in front of his neck and the other tied on his back. When the first man was asked what was in his sacks, he said, "In the sack on my back are all the good things friends and family have done. That way they are hidden from view, In the front sack are all the bad things that have happened to me. Every now and then I stop, open the front sack, take the things out, examine them, and think about them. Because he stopped so much to concentrate on all the bad stuff, he really didn't make much progress in life. So that's the first person. The second man was asked about his sacks. He replied, in the front sack are all the good things I've done. I like to see them, so quite often I take them out to show them off to people. The sack in the back, he says, I keep all my mistakes in there and carry them all the time. Sure, they are heavy, they slow me down, but for some reason I can't put them down. Right? So I can't put them down. So he's carrying, these mistakes in the sack behind him. When the third man was asked about his sacks, he answered, the sack in front is great. There I keep all the positive thoughts I have about people, all the blessings I've experienced, all the great things other people have done for me. The weight isn't a problem. The sack is like sails of a ship. It keeps me going forward. And then he says, the sack on my back is empty. There's nothing in it. I cut a big hole in its bottom. In there, I put all the bad things that I can think about myself or hear about others. They go in one end and out the other. So I'm not carrying around any extra weight at all.
Yeah, wonderful story.
It's like, what am I carrying? Right? So it's like, what is it that so there's front and there's back. Like first person is just looking at all the bad things, and then and then in the front, and then sometimes we can do that as well. Like whatever good things have happened, we become oblivious and just focus on not so good. And in the second part, it's like I'm still carrying the weight of the mistakes in my back, and the third person is just it's just back. Sack is empty, so it's not carrying any weight basically. And that's what really, like, the past, I'm not carrying the weight of the past, so that I can then focus on the blessings that I have in this moment. Yeah.
That is so true, because I think ultimately it's my life, right? It comes back to my life, and what is that I'm carrying becomes very important. I think also God plays a very important role in this, to erase our past. And as I listen to the story, I also feel that, like I'm just remembering Brahma Baba, right? Our founder, our Brahma Baba. All he did was, I think he had a very clear spiritual goal, an aim in life. I think that's very, very important, to have an aim in life, because I think that's what Brahma Baba did. No matter how much he was facing, people were obstructing him, or there were obstacles he had to face. But yet, because his aim was so clear, he didn't deviate from his aim, like the third part, right? Like he made a whole bag, and he's keeping all that, and then it's just always empty inside. I think Baba Baba always had an aim, very clear aim, and got distracted by anything, carrying anything, or anyone doing anything. I think to erase past and not to sit with the past is also to have a clear aim in life. Why am I here? What am I doing? If I'm meditating, even if I have a spiritual life, what is the spiritual life about? And now and then checking if I'm on the tracks, so that I reach my aim and not just sit with my past or the baggage.
That's true. And really, like, meditation becomes so easy and natural once we learn how to just take it easy, let go, don't carry the weight. And then, just so easy to meditate and remember God and remember our truth. There's nothing weighing, pulling us down. Right?
That's right. There's nothing weight pulling us down. That's a great line you've said.
Mm.
That's true. If my intellect is, I think, remembrance of God or, churning knowledge or anything like that, it's all connected to our intellect.
Mm.
And if intellect itself is heavy, how it's going to
Mm.
apply to God or, is able to experience God or the wonderful things in life.
Mm.
Blessings, as the story said, the blessings. I said, I think you're so right about not carrying weight will not allow me to actually experience good things in life.
Mm.
It's like in the presentation you said, there is only present actually. Past is gone,
Mm.
future okay, because whatever I do now, it
Mm.
is future, but actually there is present. So I thought that was powerful.
Mm.
I really,
Mm.
in a realistic way, if I see it right now exist.
Mhm. There's a quote, it says, I'll just pull it up. It says, the past is a place of learning, not a place of living. Right. So it's not like we are saying that nothing happened or we are oblivious to it or we are forcing ourselves not to believe, nothing has happened, but I'm learning from it. Now, it's not a place of living, so I'm not replaying it again and again, but I've learned the lesson and I've moved forward. So past is really a place of learning.
That's very powerful. That is true. Like there is a very famous saying, right? Every failure is a stepping stone to success.
Yes.
But sometimes when failure comes, we sit there holding on to it. But it's not about holding on, but it has become a stepping stone for me to move forward or to reach my goal. It has become a step to get more closer to my goal, to my aim. So
Right.
it's a learning process, right?
So it's really like connecting with the true past allows me to stay grounded, allows me to be myself. Like if I remember my truth, like my real past, the past of the soul, and don't, because past of the role creates ego, past of the soul really creates that, inner grounding. There's a little video about Bill Gates. I can just
Can you
play it. It's
repeat
just
that what you just said before you show the video? What did you
yeah,
just
sure. I was just saying, like, when I connect with the past of the soul that I am, the truth of the being, then actually I feel grounded. But if I connect with the past of the role that I am not, then actually it creates an ego, right? So, if I feel, I have learned this much, if I feel I'm this, then it creates like a false identity. And then I keep carrying that, right? But when I realize, my truth, who I am, a being of light, I've come from my home of light. My Father is the Supreme Soul. It's like when I connect with the reality of the soul, the past of the soul, then that actually creates, like inner grounding. Uh, yeah. Mhm.
Very powerful. That's right. Going back to who am I?
Mm.
What's my inner potential? The part that I played. That's what matters
Mm.
rather than getting stuck with a limited role,
Mm. Mm.
responsibilities, and things like that. Yeah.
Mm. Mhm.
Yeah. That's very powerful. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, thanks. There's a little clip about Bill Gates. I can just play it. Yes.
Very nice.
I felt that it was really like, if I remember whose child am I, right? Like he remembered I am a child of a woodcutter. So that's the reality he's carrying, and that's what is guiding his decisions. But I felt it was a really nice, a very small thing, but something to think about. Yeah. Mhm.
That's interesting, no?
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's not that he's, you know, feeling down, oh, I'm a son of woodcutter. But it's just his pure awareness,
Right. Yeah.
being authentic. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
it's a
Right.
very good one.
Yeah. Mhm. There's a nice quote. Um, this is about diamonds. I'll just maybe share this little slide over here. It's about how past is important, actually. It says, diamonds are held under tons and tons of pressure, extremely high temperatures of fire, and shuffled under shifting of tectonic plates for a long, long time. Yet, when they come out from there and are put on display for their beauty, does anybody stop to evaluate the diamond based upon all the shit it's been through and say, remember that disgusting hole it used to be in? I bet it was hell in there. No. People don't remember where a diamond has come from. They just see the beauty of it now. But it wouldn't have become so beautiful, if not for all of that. So why should we look at other people or at ourselves and evaluate them or ourselves based upon their or our pasts? Shouldn't we forget that and only see the beauty that is in front of our eyes? Whatever it was, it made you beautiful, and that is what matters. So it's say the diamond is just a piece of charcoal that handles stress exceptionally well. Mhm. Right, so that's his past, right? But that's what made it a diamond. Right? Mhm. Mhm.
Interesting, right? How matter is.
Yeah.
Matter is, we cannot really, it's just like, I feel like to really understand certain universal truths and spiritual truths, you need those glasses which we used for solar eclipse here.
Mhm.
We put the glasses for solar eclipse, you could see the moon covering the sun. It was an amazing experience. So it's like really having a third eye, like, a clear vision, an inner vision to see the truths.
Mhm.
Sometimes we ask this so many times. I mean, these questions come up: why me, or why this is happening, or why the world is suffering, or why certain things are like this,
Mhm.
why I had to have the past like that. But I think there is a reality to every why,
Mhm.
secret to every why, and so and only through knowledge, I mean spiritual understanding, and having that third eye, a clear intellect, a clear intellect, one can actually see it very clearly why, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Right. Mhm. Mhm. Like, I really like when it said, like, when we look at a diamond, we never say that, oh, it has gone through so much, right? It has, right? So, but then if I talk to myself, if I've had a bad day or if I've had a situation, uh, maybe I'll think, okay, I've gone through this much and gone through this much. But really, that is what has made me, what I am, right? So, yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
And then also those lines, why we have to see the what it has gone through, but just look at
Mm.
the diamond.
Mm, mm, mm. Right.
Just diamond, just look at the good.
Mm, mm, mm. Right. Mhm.
And I think that's why in spirituality we are all, again and again we learn, see the truth, see the
Mm.
beauty, see the truth. As you said, looking at the soul, like what the soul has played the part.
Mm. Like one practice I've been trying to integrate in my actions is like, trying to be just away from the past or forget the past completely is this, this feeling that I have just um, kind of descended from my home of light and just right now in this moment to carry out this action. And after the action is over, then I go back to my home of light. Like I've descended just right now, and there's no past. I've just come right now, and then I'll go back after the action is done. So it allows me to just erase everything else. Otherwise, the mind just, carries like even the last hour, whatever happened, it will carry, inside. And then it'll somewhere mix with the present. Right? Mm. I feel even the people like sports people, like like cricketers, they would be also, they are told the same thing. It's like don't think about the past delivery, but just be in the moment and play everything based on merit, right? And if you're actually stuck on the past delivery, then you would be, um, you can easily get out, but just play every delivery. Just think of it as a very fresh delivery. It is just coming to you, and then play it on merit. Right? Mhm.
So it's like, playing the part of being a creator in the morning, sustaining that creation, that elevated creation, and then just finishing,
Finishing it.
closing, giving a closure of all the events of that day. And then again, the next morning, a fresh start as a creator
Mm.
again.
Right, right.
Soul is playing the part of a creator,
Yeah.
sustainer, and a destroyer. Night.
Mhm. 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 No, I really like a couple of weeks back in the Murli, it came that if you become the embodiment of the word holy, then actually you're becoming Bab Saman, you're becoming like the Father. And so that's what really I felt, because holy, the first meaning of holy is past. To really make it so firm, like past is past, past is past. Like Dadi Janki was so firm in this, right? Past is past. Start now. Past is past. Start fresh. Whatever has happened past, bhul jao, forget. Start fresh. Right?
Yeah, she used to always say, socho nai.
Yeah, I don't think.
Don't
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
don't, she used to say.
yeah, yeah. Right. Mhm.
Yeah, and I think again, going back to how a big role that God plays,
Mm,
to erase all that past in all of us.
mm, mm,
Um,
mm,
He's giving us the memory of a very elevated past that we all
mm,
have. As you said, the soul, what kind of part I have played, and when I descended onto the earth. So we all are reminded of the elevated part that we have played, and we are playing still.
right.
It's like bringing that awareness of my elevatedness again and again,
Mm,
past, because that past is again the future. If
mm,
I live that in the present, then it again becomes the future.
right.
So if I have to erase the past of just this limited past, which I don't want to keep, then I connect to the past, which was very elevated at one.
Mhm.
So again and again, bringing
Yeah.
that into my awareness. I am
Mhm.
so, I am so and so. I
Yeah.
am elevated. I am elevated.
Right. That's
Mm.
what like the 5 forms is the same thing, right?
Mm.
I was saying, who are you? Remember. And one thing that dawned upon me really this morning is like, like for example, in my past life, whatever I was, I don't remember. I've automatically forgotten, right? So it's like nature's way of life is like we keep on forgetting the past. We don't remember everything, right? We keep on forgetting. And memory is deeply linked with the body. Like, because in the past birth, it was a different body. So I don't remember it now. So in the same way, it's like the process to really, erase or erase the impact of memories of this birth is to become bodiless. So the more I practice becoming bodiless, that's why, Baba tells, become bodiless, become bodiless. And the more I become bodiless, the more I'm actually um, going away or reducing the impact of the past that actually is related to this body. Right?
Mhm.
Right? And so this practice is like oxygen for the soul. Again and again, bodiless, detached from the body, I, the soul, without a body, a point of light. Just come back again, but then again go back. And so this practice is, that's what Baba said, like it's like a bahut kaal ka prayas, like over a long period of time, need to, have this practice.
So like just a little bit, maybe, some from Queens are very new to this concept of bodiless. So can you just clarify a little more, like what is bodiless?
It's like we are carrying, like the soul is carrying the body, right? Within, like all the identities related to the body, the soul is associated to all that. And that's what, has kind of contaminated the inner world of the soul. That is what the impurity really is. And bodiless is, in a second, I realize, I tell myself, I'm not Saurabh, I'm not this body, I'm not this role, I'm not this, age, I'm not this qualities, professions, talents, anything, any physical identity. I just eliminate everything. I'll say I'm a point of light. I'm, without a body in that way. So that's like bodiless. Uh,
Yeah, it's reminding me, that song, I am not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, but I am a light. I am
mm,
light. You remember that song?
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I
So,
am light. I am light. Yeah.
so it's like you're eliminating everything that I'm seeing with the
Yeah.
physical, which I'm seeing with the physical eyes,
Right.
eliminating that. I'm
Yeah.
erasing, that means also erasing the
Yeah.
past and living as a soul, I, the
Yeah.
being, the light.
Mhm. Right. This thought came this morning. It's like deep feeling that, what we're really practicing is to get rid of role consciousness, right? To get rid of body consciousness, role consciousness. But if you really think deeply, it's actually past consciousness. Like I've created a past around this character and I'm living inside it. I feel this has happened to me. I feel this is what my story is. This is who I am. This is how I look. And all that is, I have created a past and I feel that is the reality. And that's what is body consciousness, really. And so the more I'm getting rid of the past, the more I'm getting rid of the role consciousness, the more I'm coming closer to soul consciousness. Right? Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
I was thinking something about like a beauty of the present. Like if you are in train, for example, you are in train and you're passing, you're not focusing on the back of your past or future. You're just focusing the present that you can enjoy the beauty of.
Mm.
And when you see, you enjoy. Like you just I thought in my mind.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
Mm.
So it's like Dear Karunaben is saying that, when you're sitting in a train and the train, you're seeing all the scenes that are,
Mm.
so you're not stuck with any scene.
Yeah, yeah,
Passing. It's like
true.
it's passing and you're just watching all the
Enjoying.
great scenes and just enjoying.
Yeah,
You don't know what is future, past
yeah,
is, you're just, whatever is your
yeah.
view through the window,
Mhm.
that's what is your
Yeah,
present. Enjoying that beauty of the, of the scene.
true.
Mm.
I feel kids are very good at forgetting the past.
Mm.
I remember once I was, with my nephew and niece, and they had a big argument about something. And I was trying to console them or, rectify. And after some time, I said, this is the way. Which argument? If I forgot about it. So they have started playing and there's, something else. So they've forgotten about it. So, yeah. Mhm.
Again, I'm going back to God actually, because I remember something I wanted to forget from the past.
Mhm.
I wanted to erase. Um, and whenever I was remembering, it was troubling me. And so I really wanted to just completely erase that. And that's when I focused a lot on meditation, a
Mhm.
lot on yoga practice, giving really with a conscious effort, like, giving time, not just, okay, I meditate, but really I'm not giving time to meditate. Sometimes I may say, like, I've been meditating for 20 years, but my meditation may have been just 4 hours in that 20 years. So it's so giving like making a conscious effort,
Mhm.
to sit and have that remembrance, and just taking that power, experiencing that power from the source, from the divine, to just cleanse from inside, to remove and erase that past.
Mhm.
And I must say, it does erase. If I really want to erase something, I can erase.
Mhm.
It just sometimes we linger on it, but really, the spiritual strength that the soul has and the strength that we receive from God, we can definitely erase the past that we don't want to keep. We can completely remove those pages of chapter from our book. We
Mhm.
completely delete it, just like how we use the delete button on a
Right.
laptop. So spiritual strength of the soul and the strength of God, and the power from the divine really
Right.
lets the soul become, light, and erase anything that I want to.
Mhm. No, in Hindi, past is called bhoot kal, and bhoot also means ghost. And so the moment it's like all the vices, like of the form of ghost, is actually somewhere or the other feeding on past. And so, even, when, we hear about like absolving all our negative karma, everything, it's actually about past. Like it's all about past. So this one kind of line hit me the other day. It says, process the past, access the ghost. Process the past, access the ghost, and process the soul, access the divine.
Mhm.
So if I'm processing the past, then I'm accessing the ghost. Like then it's like my inner world is filled with ghost. It could be either, of the 10 ghosts, right?
Mm.
Because all the past has an associated ghost with it. But only when I process the soul, then, or the present, then I actually access the divine, right? Then I'm able to remember God. But the moment I process the past, I'm actually, going towards the illusion, Maya. Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
Right. Beautiful. So true. So true.
Mm. Another thought that was coming is like in English grammar, we generally say past tense, and sometimes we also then will say past perfect. So there is a past tense and past perfect. It's like when I convert the tense moments of the past to perfect, when I'm convinced, when I say, this happened was perfect in the drama. It happened because of this, and then it has made me into this. So I don't feel any tension because of the past, and I feel it is perfect. It was perfect. When I make it past perfect, then actually I'm able to stay in the moment, in the present. Mhm.
Mm, very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Mm.
It's just wonderful how you create these slides and all, Saurabh. It's wonderful.
No, that's a thanks to
I
thanks to God.
some of you from Queens, you must be seeing Brother Saurabh for the first time. Brother Saurabh is from the India.
Thanks to you. It's yeah. I'm
Yeah.
learning. I'm just trying to learn myself, but yeah.
So Brother Saurabh has done his IIT, and then he was in the University of Michigan doing his master's and PhD. And then he runs a center in Indianapolis.
No, I'm a student here. I'm learning how to be soul conscious. That's it. All the brothers and sisters here are actually running the show. I'm
And
just
God was running the show too. Right. But thank you. It's just so
yeah. Thank you.
interesting what you're sharing. I think we should have more often
Mhm.
these conversations.
There's one last slide. Maybe I can just quickly share. And this is what it's like. I actually uh, read it somewhere, but it really hit me hard. It says how to free ourselves from the story that I've created inside my mind. And the answer is question it. Question everything about it until the realization of truth hits you. Problems come from thinking. Nothing is a problem until you say it is so. Have you ever thought about that? Only when I say it is a problem, it is a problem. Otherwise, there's no problem. The real you is completely untouched by the stories of I. Your story doesn't define you. The true self is always only here and now.
Mm. So the real you is completely untouched by the stories of I.
Mm.
Story doesn't define you. True self is always only here and now. Beautiful.
Thank you. I'd also like to open up to souls here. If anyone wants to share any thoughts, please, that will be great. Yeah.
Thanks, Saurabh. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm. Anything you would like to add? Or
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just want, yeah, it's whatever you said is true. Like, past is past, right? We should try to live in the present. And I think it was shown in one of a movie that it's a present. That's why it's called present because it's a
Mhm.
gift.
Yeah.
Present is a gift for us.
Mm.
So yeah, so I think yeah, it definitely makes sense, and I didn't realize how deep this session will go, but it was really informative.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
How is Arna?
Yeah, she's good.
She's been
She's
here.
around. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody from Queens, if you want to share something or ask a question, you can put in the chat. If you put in the chat, I can share it with Brother Saurabh.
And anyone wants to ask Sister Madhvi, she has also given her precious time. We just were talking, and then it felt like because the Thursday session timings are similar, so we thought to have like both the souls like join together so that we can learn more. So that was. I hope it was good for everyone here also.
Shanti. Beautiful, beautiful session. I liked everything in the slides. especially Bill Gates one. It was very nice. And I think the past and past is like have the past of the body. You don't want that. But I think the past of the soul, you want to remember that. So
Right.
I think it's very clear. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Madhuri as well.
Thank you, Rekha-ben. Thank you.
Om Shanti, everyone.
Om Shanti.
Is
Is it Arna?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, how are you? How are you, Arna?
good.
Good. Thank you for joining us. Mhm. Yeah, thank you.
So thank you again. Mike. If anybody from Queens have anything, you can put it in the chat. That'd be good. Otherwise, we can close with
Yeah, maybe if Sister Madhi would like to lead us to a commentary, meditation commentary, that'll be great. Yeah.
Om Shanti. Let us just take a moment to become centered. Allowing all the thoughts to slow down. I just close the door to all the past and the door to future. And stay right now in this present moment. In this present moment, all I see is the self, I, the being, and the inner power of the being. I'm a very powerful creation of the divine source. I have the power of purity. And with this power of purity, my intellect is so clean and clear. The intellect has no baggage of the past. A clean and clear soul. All I can see is my eternal past. My elevated past. The reality of the soul. The intellect can see clearly. The immense potential of the soul. I played an elevated part. And I'm playing an elevated part. And I will play again that same elevated part. I carry this sack of pure consciousness with me. And this sack contains the memories of my pure part, my potential, my virtues, my divinity. And I share this blessings with everyone. And I have no baggage of anything that brings me down. I'm light, easy, pure. Om Shanti. Saurabh, thank you once again.
Thank you. Thanks to you, Sister Madhavi, for such a beautiful meditation. And thanks for your divine presence, insights, as always. Thanks to Queen's family for your time and presence. And thanks to your family here in Indianapolis. Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Thank
Om
you.
Shanti.
Om
Thank
Shanti.
you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Shanti. Thank you.
Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you. Shanti.